So Threads is Meta's new conversation app, and it launches tomorrow, July 6th. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, I'm Ashley Janelle, and let's go ahead and jump right into this because Meta is launching a new application, Threads. It launches tomorrow, like I said, Thursday. And I'm kind of excited for this app. Okay, maybe excited is doing a lot. I'm intrigued, I'm interested. Maybe those are better words. So let's talk about what the app actually is, and then we're gonna get into why I think the timing of this release is very interesting. Threads is Meta's new conversation app. Essentially, you can start conversations, you can join in conversations, you can talk about trending topics, literally whatever you want to talk about. It sounds a lot like another application where you can go on and talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about and talk to people. But nevertheless, this app has been in the works for quite some time. It's been in development for quite some time. We have known about this. This is not new, okay? One of the ways that you can actually make sure that you get Threads when it is available to you is by going into your Instagram app, searching Threads, and from there you will see a little Easter egg that will give you an option to download the application right now. So go ahead and download the app now. I don't want you to miss out on any of the conversation, and I want to see you there. Drop your handles in the comments as well. Okay, now that that's out the way, let's get into why I think that the timing of this is rather interesting. So if you are someone who uses Twitter, or if you have just maybe been living under a bit of a rock, you may not know that over the weekend, over the holiday weekend, over the July 4th weekend, when people are just chilling out, or maybe you are vacationing like I was, but you're still checking your phone because it's leisure, right? We use Twitter and all of these applications leisurely for the most part. You would know that you were possibly inconvenienced by a rate limit. A rate limit. There were rate limits on Twitter. So essentially what was happening was that when you would scroll on Twitter, at least see 600 tweets. If you are not someone who is subscribed to Twitter Blue and you don't pay for said service, the amount of tweets that you could see would be limited. So some of you may be thinking, oh, well, 600 tweets is a lot of tweets. Like, how would I ever see that many tweets? It's not necessarily the tweets that you're actually reading, it's impressions. So essentially what that means is that you can scroll and scroll and scroll and not know it and scroll past 20, 100 tweets just by scrolling. Now, one of the things that makes this very interesting are comments. Comments are one of the easiest ways to scroll on Twitter. How many times do you see a tweet that you really like, or you think is funny, or just somewhat intrigued by? You go ahead and you click on it, and now you're looking at the comments, right? You look at the quote responses to that particular tweet. All of that counts as tweets that you are seeing, and that is all contributing to your rate limit. So I started experiencing a slowdown, if you will, on Friday, where I would go to different profiles and I would not see anything. I would essentially see something that says your rate limit has been, I don't know, you've reached your rate limit or something like that. But on Saturday is when everyone really started to talk about it. And to be honest, Twitter has been very buggy for quite some time, I would say, over the last quite some time, but also particularly last week. I've been getting just some really weird errors when I just open my application and things like that. So just say all that to say, Twitter is, for a lot of us who have been on Twitter since pretty much the beginning. I've been on Twitter since 2009, on and off during college, but I've been on Twitter really since 2009. It is a space that I don't think that anyone is going to leave who is already there. So does that mean that people who are already on Twitter are going to run over to Threads or Spill? Possibly. And that could be for a number of reasons. A lot of it is just curiosity. What is this new application? I think that the main applications that are social media related, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, there might be a couple of others, but there really haven't been any new applications that have come in to grab our attention. There was Clubhouse that had a stronghold on a lot of us, but that was short-lived because that was an app that we were really using when we were locked down during the pandemic. Now that everyone's back outside, Clubhouse has definitely seen a decrease in users. So I think that people are looking for other applications, whether we're locked down or not. It's definitely something summer, everyone's outside and has things to do, but I still think that our curiosity for new experiences and new UIs and essentially meeting new people is still there. So I definitely think that it is an opportunity for people who are already on a platform like Twitter, where we converse regularly, and people who may not necessarily be fans of Twitter. I hear that a lot. A lot of people don't want to be on Twitter because they think that it is some sort of hellscape, or they, hear all these negative things about it, and so they don't want to join, or they don't want to rejoin, or what have you. So this might be an opportunity for those people who feel like Meta is more of a safe community to go ahead and join Threads. So I don't know, they may have a market there, we'll see. But I think that is very interesting. I think that the timing of the release is very interesting. Again, we've known that this has been in the works for quite some time. So again, I just think that the timing of the release is very interesting. Going back to all of the confusion with Twitter over the weekend, there is another application called Spill that is Black owned and operated, that launched, I believe, a couple weeks ago. However, with all of the confusion with Twitter over the weekend, essentially everyone's like, man, forget this, we're going over to Spill, it's Black owned anyway. So Spill has definitely seen an uptick in their users and signups and things like that, and I think that that is great, especially when we can support other applications that are owned and operated by us. I think that, that was just perfect timing for them to have launched and, be in a position where they're ready to accept new users and what have you. So I think that for Threads to say, hey y'all, we're popping out on Thursday, less than a week after all of the Twitter controversy, I don't think that it was on purpose. I think that they saw that people are looking for another alternative, and you want to try to capitalize on people's emotions and feelings of, hey, I wouldn't mind trying out another application, as they saw people were very excited to test out Spill and be a part of the Spill community. So that's just how I feel about it. I think it's very interesting. Don't call me a conspiracy theorist. I just think that is very interesting. But again, this app was releasing, it was coming out anyway, it was in development. And so I'm going to test it out. Let me know if you're going to test it out. I'm very interested to see how this mirrors Instagram or Facebook in any kind of way. Or maybe it will just be its own kind of application that sits by itself. So let me know if you're going to be joining. Are you excited to join? Is this just another app to you? Is this just another distraction? I think it's another distraction, but hey, I don't mind a distraction if it's a good one. And if it's an opportunity to meet people, network, things like that. And also, as a user experience designer, I kind of have to test out everything. I have to at least know about these things, right? So I'm very interested to see what the experience is like, what the UI is like. I think that Instagram has a pretty decent modern UI. So I think that if it takes and borrows a lot of those elements and themes, I think that it could be really cool and inviting. So we'll see. I'm excited about it. I hope that you're excited about it. Maybe you hadn't even heard about it, but let me know in the comments what you think about Threads. Are you excited? Are you not excited? Are you going to be joining? Am I going to see you on Thursday? All of the things. And we will talk about Threads again after its launch, and I can give you my real opinion on the application after having used it. So I will see you guys in the next video.